Okay, this video is going to be a very brief rundown on an eBay remote entry system that I purchased for my Grand Caravan. I have a base model, has power door locks already in there, but it does not have any remote entry. This video is not going to explain to you how to hook it up into your particular vehicle, because every vehicle can be quite different, and you will want to know how your vehicle works before you get started, because if you go attaching 12 volts to something that you're not supposed to, you could fry out your computer. Case in point is my Grand Caravan has a single wire system for the door locks, and how it works is it senses a resistance to ground. So it's one wire, and you push the button to unlock, and it senses 2,000 ohms resistance on that wire to ground. Then it knows the computer sends the signal to unlock the doors. If you hit unlock and it senses resistance to, I think it's 5,300, then that's the signal for the computer to unlock the doors. If I sent 12 volts through that line, I can't say what would actually happen. But you're looking at this mess here, and it's actually far simpler than you would think, and I'll give you some demos on here. So the white, orange, and yellow, and then you got a white stripe, orange, white with black stripe, orange, black stripe, yellow with black stripe. Those two are basically just your basic relay switches. And so when you press a button on your remote, you're actually activating one of these two relays to either, without the stripe on mine, is lock, and with the stripe is unlock. So if I press the lock button, nothing's going to happen on here. It's only going to happen here, and vice versa. And let's see if I can show you my diagram here. If you're not familiar with how relays work, in the resting position, so the white wire has whatever coming in, so you can have that wire hooked up to 12 volts. In my case, I'm going to be hooking that to ground. Once again, this is where you have to know what your vehicle is. The unit itself does not send any power to any of these wires. These three wires are all independent, and this is the only place they go. The white wire in the resting position will be in continuity with the orange wire. When you press the button, this will flip over to here, and the white wire will now be connected to the yellow wire. There's a jumper on the unit where you can set it for either half a second or for 5 seconds. For the time being, I'm going to have it set on 5 seconds just because I can show you the results better. And once I actually hook it up to the vehicle, all I need is the half a second. And the same is true for the orange with the black stripe wires. It's just that one set will control the unlock, the other one will be lock. And then you have some other wires on here. Of course, there's the red and the black for hooking the power and the ground to the unit itself. There is a little LED light, which is optional. I probably won't hook that up, but that will flash when the door is locked, and maybe make people think that this is an alarm system, which it is not. Then you have two brown wires. Now, when you press the button, they send out a positive voltage. So they will send 12 volts out there, and those are for flashing your parking lights. Don't hook them up to your turn signals, because these flash on their own, so you don't want both trying to flash. Then there's a blue wire, and that blue wire, according to these vague instructions, is the trunk release. And how that works is that when you press the unlock button and hold it, if you just press the unlock button, just unlocks the doors. You press the unlock button and hold it. Once you hold it, then it will short this one to ground. It won't send 12 volts. It shorts it to ground for a pulse in order to pop the rear hatch if you have an automatic rear trunk release. In my case, all I have is straight up lock, so when I press the unlock button, everything unlocks in one shot. I won't need to use that, but if you have a remote trunk release, that's the wire you use for that. Now the vague one is the green. And I say it's vague because the instructions tell you it has a dual function. One is to roll the windows up, so when you press the lock button, the green one will short to ground, and it'll stay shorted to ground for 25 seconds. And that's so that you lock your doors and then the windows will automatically roll up. Can't do it on my van because on my van, once you open the doors, the power windows no longer work. Maybe there is a way to hook it up. I'm not interested in it. But you can also program it to, it says for siren. So you can either program it for power windows or as siren. I've tried and tried. According to the instructions, you're supposed to, within 10 seconds of adding power to the unit, you hold down the unlock to switch it to siren. It just continues to activate whenever I press the lock. So basically, if I hook that up, I would lock the doors and the siren would go off for 25 seconds. That ain't happening. So, all right, let me show you a few demos on this. Okay, on the remote itself, you have your lock button, you have your unlock button, and then the two mystery buttons. You got a bell there and then a speaker crossed out. And they don't do a whole lot, actually. If you press this, the lights will flash. Also, I guess the horn's going to beep for me because that second wire I'm going to hook up to the horn system. But it only does so for like 4 or 5 flashes, and then that's it. The cancel button, if you hit that before it's done the 2 or 3 seconds of flashing, hey Max, then that will cancel that out. Also, at least on the 5-second mode, damn fly, you hit that. If you hit the cancel button right away, it basically will cancel out any of these buttons here. But I would guess it's more geared towards this chime button. But really, I guess, if you're in the parking lot and you hit this, help you find your car. But it's not like not like a panic button where it'll just keep going. No, it's just like will flash or honk for the 3 pulses, 4 pulses, whatever it was. So that's what that is there. Okay, first we're going to start with the unlock solenoid, the unlock relay, and I have a light hooked up to one of my brown wires over here, which, remember, the brown wire will send 12 volts. That is not ground. So this yellow jumper I have going to the ground of the battery. So first I'll press the unlock button. Oh, let me hook up my meter here. And I have it set to continuity. Now I have it set to the white wire, which is our source in. And right now it's hooked up to the orange wire. And if you remember on my diagram, white goes to orange, so we have constant continuity. So now let's switch it over to the yellow wire, and there's no continuity there. But unit's set to 5-second signal to 5-second signal to lock or unlock. And so I'm going to hit the unlock button. So we get a flash here on the light and 5 seconds of continuity to unlock the doors. Okay, now to demonstrate it on the locking relay, which is without the stripes. First I'm going to unlock it. Now you press the lock button, flashes once, and the white and the yellow has continuity for 5 seconds and then shuts off. The unit knows, see the blue flashing light there, it's already in the lock position. So if I hit lock again, the lights will flash 4 times, but we will not get continuity through the relay. You only after you hit unlock will you get continuity through the relay. Okay, now I'm going to do a demo on the blue wire, which is the trunk release wire. So right now, flashing light, we're locked, so and the blue wire shorts to ground in order to release the trunk. So I have the red lead of my meter hooked up to the battery 12 hot side, and then the black lead is hooked up to the blue wire from the unit. So I'll press unlock first, and that's just some residual bleed of that voltage going through. But then if I hold down the unlock button, suddenly we'll get a pulse of 12 you'll see a 12 volt pulse through there. It's not actually, it's 12 volts coming through the meter to the ground at the blue wire, but basically it's just showing that we have continuity between ground on the blue wire and the battery hooked up over here. So I'll do that again. Hold down the unlock button. Boom. There's continuity through the blue wire. Once again, like I said, the blue wire is not voltage. The blue wire is negative. So keep that in mind. Alright, now we'll go on to the green wire, which is for controlling the windows and has that mystery where it says that it controls the horn also if you select it, but I can't get that to do anything. I will not be using this wire nor the blue wire, but I'll show you how it works. So if you hit unlock, we don't get any continuity. And if you hit unlock, see, we got, my battery's getting a little weak, but we have voltage passing through there. And that will last for 25 seconds. And you can also cancel it by hitting this cancel button. Seems to cancel everything.